Correct.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are down. We have Bitcoin down at around $11,400. In fact, at the time of making this video, we have actually been dumping all morning. You can see we sort of peaked out at around $11,700, and since then we've actually gotten all the way down to $11,350. Now the big question is this dump over with, or do we have much more to go? Now in yesterday's video, I told you guys urgent Bitcoin Wall Street sell-off, and at the time I made this video, Bitcoin was still sitting much higher than the time today. And the reason that this is happening is because institutional traders are short on Bitcoin via CME futures. In fact, their shorts are at the absolute highest levels that they have ever been. And in yesterday's video, I told you not to be fooled, and I discussed the possibility of a short squeeze pump. However, I need to talk about what is going on right now and why I believe that this is some heavy manipulation. I'm going to show you exactly what these guys are doing right now to the Bitcoin charts. I'm going to show you why they're doing it, and I'm also going to give you a few of my targets, both to the downside and to the upside, and I'm going to provide you with 6 reasons why I am still fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin. So we might have a short-term dip. I did say that in the video before that. I definitely said right here that we were probably going to have a major dump before the next rally, but I do want to show you guys why I am still overall macro bullish, and I hope you are going to get some out of this video because I think you're going to be quite interested in an insane fractal that Bitcoin is literally doing again that it already did once. It's funny how these guys don't even try to change the patterns. They just do the same things over and over again. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, well, definitely consider it. We make videos like this every single day on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, altcoins, DeFi, you name it. If you want to join a free Telegram group, I got one of those too. So check that out below. So let's dive in and have a look at Bitcoin. Just kidding. This is the S&P 500, which is making an all-time high currently right now as I'm making this video. So this kind of doesn't really make sense to see Bitcoin dumping unless they are finally separating. But recently we have seen a lot of correlation between Bitcoin and the stocks. So what's going on today? This is where the manipulation comes into play, and I'm going to show you exactly how they're doing it in just a minute if you're new to the channel. But let's talk about what's happening right now, because currently we are only in the beginning of the week. However, we are not starting this week out too great. Now, our last week that we had, we were able to close above that significant resistance we previously had of these weekly closes up here back in July of 2019 and August of 2019. However, if we zoom in right here, you'll notice that currently we are falling below that level, which is around the $11,524 level. So the question is Bitcoin looking to come down here and retest this original trend, which would still technically be bullish, or is it looking a lot worse for Bitcoin? Or is it just a fake out? That's what we're going to talk about today. So you can see right here that the level that we really wanted to hold was sort of right here on this heart line in the center of the ascending broadening wedge. Now you can see currently today we are wicking below it. However, this wouldn't be the first time that Bitcoin has fallen below this level. We did it once in July 28th, and we also did it August 2nd. So it is common to see Bitcoin sort of wick below this. Keep in mind, we haven't fully had the daily close yet. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, that's probably it for, the bulls. Bitcoin has been way too exuberant. We need to cool off. We need to chill out. We need to come back and retest that $10,500 level for Bitcoin so that we can have the previous resistance flip support, right? Well, one thing I want to point out right here is we are actually sitting at the bottom of this ascending channel. Now you can see there was sort of an asymmetric triangle that printed in the middle of it. We did have that fake out breakout to the upside. Now technically this is still a bullish pattern, right? It's essentially a bull pennant. However, there is one other level that you might want to keep your eyes on if we were to actually fall down to, and that's back here when Bitcoin had its initial pump in July 27th. So let me just actually put out a box territory right here, and you could see sort of where it closed was basically almost around the $11,200 level right here. 1 second, I don't know why the box isn't drawing. There we go. And we started touching down right here at around the $11,200, almost $3,000 level, right? Now, you can see as we're actually coming down right now, that Bitcoin is sort of attempting to fall back into that range. Now, if we do get down to about the $11,200 level, I would anticipate there to be a bit of a bounce there. However, if we are unable to hold above it, and the level that we're sitting at right now, which is the $11,400 level, does flip into resistance, then I do believe we are going to see Bitcoin fall a lot lower, potentially back down to its previous levels, maybe even closing the CME futures gap. Well, that is possible. Now, you can see right here, we have literally had a perfect touch down at that level on Bitcoin CME futures. Now, I do want to talk about what's been going on with the institutional traders that are short. Now, let me explain to you how these traders do this, okay? If you don't know how they're able to manipulate these markets, let me break it down for you. So, basically, this is what they do. So you saw that shorts had reached an all-time high. So what these guys do is they essentially put in a short trade, right? Now keep in mind, we're talking about whales. We're talking about people with a lot more money than most likely you and I, definitely, okay? So basically what they do is they put in these shorts or these longs, depending on what they're trying to do, but they do have more to gain if they short, and I'll tell you why. So let's say they do a 10x short, okay, over on CME futures. Then what they do is they actually take some real physical Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin, and they send it over to the spot exchanges. Now, keep in mind, things like, Bybit and all these other guys, they actually use spot exchanges where they get their information from. So essentially, what these guys do is then they actually sell real Bitcoin on the markets. They literally sell down the books. They crash the price, literally, but they have a leveraged short open at 20x. So now they're making 20x profits on the way down on the actual sell that they made. So that is how they manipulate the markets. Yes, they're technically losing money on their spot trades, but they already knew they had their own short in, right? Now, so that's basically the cut and dry way of how they manipulate it. Now, why are they doing it? Well, let's be honest, guys. Look at what Bitcoin was doing. Bitcoin was sitting right down here at around $9,700, and it literally pumped all the way up to $12,620. These guys do not want to miss the train. They don't want to miss the boat, right? What happens when the retail trader misses the train or the boat? Well, you missed it. But when the institutional trader misses it, well, he pulls the boat back in. He pulls the train back in, right? These guys are able to do that with their money. And that's why I said in yesterday's video, be careful, because they are looking to short right now. However, I do believe that this is a game of manipulation, and I do believe that this is just a ploy, a trick to get you to sell your Bitcoin, to freak out, to panic sell, just so that they can make money on the way down, only inevitably, eventually, to accumulate more of your precious Bitcoin. So don't fall for that trick. I do believe that the trend is your friend until the end. And, structurally, even if we were to fall down, like I said, to some of these lower levels right here, and I know that this is not something you'd want to see happen, we would still be macro bullish. We would just have a correction. And if we were to fall down, sort of from the level that we're at right now, that would really only be about a 16% drop from where we're at, and from top to bottom, that would be about a 23% drop. And honestly, we have seen multiple 20, 30, 40% drops in Bitcoin bull runs. This is very, very common. This is something that we see all the time in the Bitcoin markets, and this is not swaying my opinion either way. Now, let me show you a few reasons why I'm still macro bullish. Now, this doesn't mean tomorrow Bitcoin couldn't be lower, but I'm talking like next month, next 2 months, you're going to see Bitcoin putting in higher highs. I want to show you a crazy fractal in a second too. But let me just show you something before we get to that. So basically, this is the percentage of total market cap dominance for Bitcoin versus altcoins. And you could see that right here in March of 2015, Bitcoin started to heavily lose dominance. And you could see where Bitcoin is losing dominance and the altcoins are gaining dominance. Now, this signaled the beginning of a massive, massive rally. And this basically went all the way to the peak of about January, mid-January, where altcoins had their rally right after the Bitcoin rally. And then we went into a subsequent bear market, and slowly but surely the Bitcoin dominance rose back up again. Well, look, if we zoom in right here, we have seen Bitcoin dominance slowly decreasing. In fact, if we come over here, Bitcoin dominance is actually sitting at around 61%. Now, we could see historically when it dips lower into these percentages, that is usually when we see the massive rallies. In fact, this crazy dip right here from the Bitcoin all-time high was the final altcoin hurrah pump to the moon. So that is one reason why I think that we are just beginning a massive bull rally, and any of these short-term movements are just manipulations, tricks, and really done by these institutional players to try to take your Bitcoin. Do not fall for that, okay? And the second thing I want to talk about, well, actually, it's 5 things from Dan Held, and he broke it down really well, and I did retweet this over on my Twitter. If you guys want to follow me, it is at the CryptoZombie. He basically says Bitcoin is at the beginning of a bull run, and he gives 5 points. 97% of UTXOs are in profit. Essentially, all Bitcoin in circulating supply currently at the time of making this video, maybe it's like 95% today since we've had a slight pullback, is in profit, which basically means if you've bought Bitcoin at any point in history, in fact, if I actually just come over here and have a look at the BLX chart, you know, anyone underneath this line is essentially in profit, okay? So that is the first thing. The second thing is 61% of Bitcoin hasn't moved in over a year. So this means that 61% of hodlers out there are long-term hodlers. They're not looking to sell their Bitcoin, right? I mean, if you were going to sell, now would be the time, right? I mean, if 97% of UTXOs are in profit, that means most people are in profit, which means now is the time to sell. But yet we're really not seeing that massive sell-off, right? I mean, we are seeing a sell-off today, but I mean, we're not back at like 6,000, you know? Yeah, we might go to 10, but we're not going to go down. We're not going to go back to 6, 7. No way, guys. That's insane, right? Number 3, we just had the Bitcoin halving. I don't need to go into Bitcoin halvings and explain this to you, but Bitcoin halvings, that, you know, they're usually non-events. But usually in those 3 months afterwards, especially 6 to 12 months, year afterwards, right? That is when you see the massive demand. We have the miners getting their supply cut in half, and we see the demand rising. It's simple economics, people. If you have more demand and you have less supply, you usually have an increase in price. That's kind of how it goes. And the last times that we've had the halvings, we've seen that happen, right? Number 4, central banks are literally printing money in overdrive. You're seeing lots of different people hopping into it. In fact, I have 2 more stories today of just showing you more companies that are starting to allocate some of their reserve funds in Bitcoin because they realize how unbelievably devalued the fiat systems are around the world. I'll show you that in literally 10 seconds from now. And then finally, global debt as a percentage of GDP is the highest it's been in recorded history, okay? So those are 5 reasons. And if you need proof, you can see right here, we have MicroStrategy. First of all, they invested $250 million into Bitcoin as well. And now we have 2 Canadian firms that have just joined the holding Bitcoin as a reserve asset bandwagon, Snappa and Middle Eastern restaurant Tahini. So in a blog spot published yesterday, you had Christopher Gimmer, founder and CEO of graphic solution provider firm Snappa, announce that his company has had a significant percentage of its cash now reserved in Bitcoin. According to the article, Snappa began accumulating Bitcoin in March this year. The decision to hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset wasn't an impulsive one. They said that the team decided to do it after falling down the rabbit hole and spending hundreds of hours studying the underlying protocol and all of the game theory behind it. And we also have Canadian restaurant Tahini also allocating its cash reserves. Oh, and in this case, all of their cash reserves, literally all of it, into Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy when they are going all in, right? They have no cash on the side. So they basically had this tweet right here, and you could see the owner explain how difficult it was to keep the restaurant afloat after the pandemic and the lockdown, especially when the restaurant staff was not willing to turn up for work. Owing to benefits received from government assistance programs, eventually the founder realized that Bitcoin is a true free savings technology that stores wealth across time and space. That's when they as a company decided to go all in on Bitcoin, as it offers much better alternatives to saving cash. We've seen MicroStrategy. We've seen these 2 guys go in. We've seen Paul Tudor Jones allocating his capital. And yet the Bitcoin price is currently falling right now because we have a ton of leverage shorts on the CME futures exchange. I call manipulation, I call greed. I say these guys are trying to take your Bitcoin. Do not fall for it. We've seen it time and time again. Just my opinion, not financial advice. Could Bitcoin touch some of those lower levels we talked about? Absolutely. But in my opinion, the trend is your friend until the end. And, do I have to go back to this list of 5 reasons right here? Guys, the writing is on the wall. Bitcoin is going to the moon, and the question is whether or not you want to be a part of this revolution. So let me know what you guys think about that, and also for the remainder of the video, we do have to talk about Barter Trade. They are the sponsors of today's video. Shout out to the team at Barter Trade. Thank you so much. This does help to keep this channel going so we can bring you content every single day. So basically, they are an up-and-coming exchange. They have recently just had their token listed on Uniswap, and today I want to talk about sort of what the Barter Trade vision is and what we can expect from them in the future moving forward. So what exactly separates Barter Trade from the countless of other exchanges out there currently on the market right now? Well, having a look at their website, you can see right off the bat that they are looking to essentially be the people's exchange dedicated to 3 specific pillars, which are in fact security, transparency, and efficiency, right? Problems that we have with a lot of centralized exchanges is we don't really know what's happening in the background. Now, although they are efficient, we seem to not have that efficiency in decentralized platforms, and those are some things that they are looking to tackle. Now, I want to talk about some of the key features that they are going to have rolling out immediately, and then I want to talk about some of their more unique features, like their Pi feature. They have staking coming out, as well as copy trading. Now, we'll get into all that in just a second. Obviously, the first and sort of easier to grasp concept is pretty much the algorithmic trading, or the algo trading, obviously due to the fact that humans have emotions, right? We're driven by greed. We also can't stay up 24 hours a day. Well, obviously, algorithmic trading is something that is pretty sought after when it comes to high efficiency trading. So they are going to have algorithmic trading bots that obviously, you would program it, and based on the conditions of your script, these bots would be able to make these basically trades at lightning fast speeds. And well, I'm sure you've done algorithmic trading, but that's something that they're going to offer. But interestingly enough, they're also going to offer social trading. Now, social trading is basically the equivalent of copy trading, except they have some awesome features, including a news feed and a social earning platform. So basically right now, on a lot of these other platforms, you sort of just opt in and you can just copy trade, right? Over here, you can actually trade another trader based on their trades. But what's interesting is that the news feed will also allow you to interact with the trading by posting your sentiment to the public in a 180-word character limit, pretty much similar to Twitter or something like that. And you can actually see that they have these quote-unquote masters that will be ranked by their badges, which represent their reputations, and it will also show you their success rate. Now, what's interesting is if you are looking to be a master, in other words, you want people to copy your trades, and you opt in for transparency, you're going to get 40% commission on transaction fees generated from your followers, and also you get to keep a commission on any profits earned by the followers, ranging from 0 to 10%. So this actually gives you that incentive to be a successful trader, because if the people who are following you are successful, well, then you actually reap the benefit of those profitable trades, right? So that's something pretty cool. They're also going to have their marketplace, which is going to be a P2P decentralized marketplace for sale and exchange of goods and services. And what's absolutely crazy is it's going to be a 0 trading fee. So absolutely no fees, no middleman, nothing like that. So this is going to be for buying and selling goods and services utilizing their DEX, okay? And I'll get to what the token utility is in just a minute. They're also going to be having tournaments referred to as battlegrounds. Now, this is basically trading gamified. It's a competitive and entertaining way to trade, right? You can play and compete while you trade crypto assets at Algo, Spot, or even the derivatives platform, which will be coming out soon, and you can win prizes. Now, having a look over here, why should you choose Barter Trade? Well, I just went over a few of the features that they have. They have spot trading, margin trading, desktop trading application. They're also looking to come out with an easy pay card, a DEX platform, P2P lending, payments network, and also potentially even some type of cold, maybe hard hardware storage in the future. We do have to see about that. But one thing I want to talk about is their Pi algorithm. Now, this is a pretty interesting feature. This info came from an AMA that they had over at the gemhunters.net. I will drop that below if you guys are interested. It is a very in-depth Q&A, but basically, owing to time constraints, today's traders are unable to conduct intensive market analysis, whether it's executing a buy order at a bottomish price or a sell order at an expected top. Traders often suffer losses and miss out on making potentially profitable trades due to high volatility in the crypto market. So Barter Trade Pi is an advanced market order for cryptocurrency traders, which provides a solution for various unavoidable situations. The Pi algorithm allows users to place sell orders for their pending buy orders, along with an option to put a stop loss to your buy, while the stop loss provides you with an option to either limit stop loss or trail your stop loss. So this is something that we traditionally do not see, right? Usually it's impossible to place the sell order unless your buy order has actually been executed, because most of the market provides you with an OCO, which is a one cancels the other, allowing users with the option to place two orders at the same time and not more. But the Pi algorithm solves this problem by allowing users to place simultaneous buy, sell, and stop loss orders for a particular trade in a single go. That's pretty interesting. I am definitely interested in seeing how that plays out for sure. Now, currently right now, you notice if you do go to use the exchange, they do say that it is operational on the test network. So if you are going to go over and use it right now, don't actually send any money currently, but you can have a look and check it out. You can see right now it is basically up and running. This is the Litecoin chart right here. Currently, obviously, they only have a handful. They will be adding a lot more in the future. They only have Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and BART tokens. They also do have a true USD and a USDT market currently right now at the moment. So you can see right here on the roadmap that they have been moving along quite fast recently. Now you'll notice that they have had their public sale, and even though it says they're not due to have their algo trading until Q3 of 2021, well, they're actually ahead of schedule, and they'll be releasing that next month along with the fully functional exchange as well. So this is kind of cool to see that they are a little bit ahead of schedule. We can also expect early next year margin trading, battlegrounds, social trading, barter decks by the end of the year, as well as the Easy Pay and the DTA. And then the big kicker, Q3 2021, will be the crypto to fiat gateway. However, having a look at the way that they've been progressing, there is a potential chance that they might have this out sooner than later. They do have some partnerships currently with some projects that some of you might be familiar with, being Ferrum Network, Game Credits, Flourishing Capital, Metrics, PAMP Network, and they just recently actually partnered with MantraDAO as well. And I do know MantraDAO has been getting some notoriety lately in the crypto space, so that is definitely something to keep your eyes on. Now, the public sale has ended, so no, it's not something you can get in on. However, it is trading on Uniswap right now. This is the contract address if you're interested. But one of the interesting things that they are going to be rolling out is their BART DeFi staking, where you can earn up to 25%. But actually, in the meantime, they have announced the launch of their loyalty program called the BART Squad VIP to help bootstrap the ecosystem as it prepares to launch the operational exchange in the coming weeks. And actually, as you can see right here, they do have the update that says 255,000 BART has been locked in the first 12 hours in the loyalty program. Stakes increasing next month as we prepare for launch, and I assume probably at this point it's a little bit higher. And you can see right here there are some conditions. If you want to be a member of the BART Squad, you must be a member follower of all social media channels and tweet regularly to BART Trade, hold a minimum of 5,000 BART. Now, this is limited to the first 50 people who join. These conditions will be verified on chain. You must be willing to build and extend the Barter Trade partner network, and you must participate in the governance and voting. But that being said, guys, what is the utility of the token? That is one of the big questions. Well, it is a exchange token. So obviously basic utility, you use it for paying fees. It also is used for governance, right? If you want to use it for voting on events related to, some of the changes they might make in the future. 40% discounts are going to be given to exchange participants that utilize BART to pay for fees. So that's also an incentive. Up to 100% discount on trading fees for BART holders, depending on the number of tokens or users that hold it. Exclusive airdrops, right? So we've seen a lot of projects like TrustSwap doing this. You hold the token and you get rewarded in a percentage of the airdrops as well. And they also are going to offer you some exclusives to up and coming things that will be released from Barter Trade. Obviously you have the algo trading, the battlegrounds exclusive, also early access to Barter Trade's advanced features. And also they are going to be implementing a token burn, very similar to what we've seen Binance do every quarter. At least 15% of profits will be used to buy back BART and burn them until 50% of all the BART have been repurchased and destroyed, so that eventually there is only 120 million BART tokens left. One thing I also want to note is the tokenomics super quick. Not that I want to focus on this, but the interesting thing right here you could see, if we zoom in, you actually notice that the team allocation of 12% is actually locked for a vesting period of 48 months, with a 25% being released every 12 months. So you can basically see that this is a very slow release of tokens. Even the advisory, they have a vesting period of 36 months with 16.66% released every 6 months. So you could definitely tell that these guys are in it for the long run. There obviously isn't going to be any quick dumping on anybody, as literally the team won't even have any of their tokens available for 4 to 5 years. So I just wanted to kind of make that a side note as well. And I'm not going to lie, every time I think of BART, I can't help but think about the infamous BART pattern that we always see on the cryptocurrency, on the exchanges when Bitcoin does its BART pattern. But that being said, guys, let me know, are you excited about BART? Will you be utilizing the Barter Trade platform? But yeah, that basically wraps up the overview on Barter Trade for me today. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. I appreciate it. If you stayed all the way to the end of this video, you are a super trooper. You are the reason I do this every single day. Let me know what you think about this current Wall Street manipulation. I definitely think it's a little bit fishy considering everything that's going on right now in the traditional markets, and yet we are seeing Bitcoin have that inverse relationship. I definitely think that these guys are not only doing the cash and carry technique, but they're also manipulating specifically. But hey, that's in all markets, right? Let me know what you think about that. Also, let me know what you guys think about Barter Trade. Are you interested? Is that something that you're looking at? And that is it for me today. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. If you want to win a Ledger Nano S, we do give one away every single Monday. Drop a comment on any video. You are eligible. Thank you again. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.